This is International Roundups. I'm Dennis Aseto, KTN in partnership with Violet. We begin from the East Africa community, to be specific, the greatest country, Kenya. And former Senator Gloria Orwoba has written to the international community raising concerns with regard to reports that indicate the coming elections in 2027 would be bad or would be marred with a lot of chaos and violence, calling on the international community to act.
And still in East Africa, the Horn of Africa is fast emerging as a new front in regional geopolitical competition, with powers including Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Egypt and Iran expanding their political, military and economic influence across the strategically important Red Sea and Gulf of Aden. In Somalia, the growing foreign engagement comes at a time of mounting domestic political and security challenges, raising concerns that international military support could evolve into a contest for regional influence rather than a tool for strengthening state institutions.
From Kenya we go to next door neighbor, that is in Uganda, where the Ugandan government has taken upon itself to address matters to do with the drought in making sure that the Karamojong community has all the help it needs as they continue to grapple with the drought that continues to ravage the region.
The mothers of these children and I plowed some gardens, but now the drought has dried everything. So the mothers decided to go to Nairobi to look for work. The way I feed these children depends on what their mothers send me.
Still in the continent, but this time we go to Malawi. And Malawi would-be returnees who were sent out of South Africa due to the xenophobia that we see have camped outside their consulate, calling or urging the government to take them back home. Why? Because they say they all have lives. It is a sad state of affairs as you see Africans going against each other, but Malawians are telling the government, we need help.
The conditions here are pathetic. These people don't have toilets here. And this is in the center of Joburg. They're supposed to be provided with toilets, running water at least for them to be, if human rights come here, they'll be embarrassed. This is a disgrace the way these people are living. There's children out here sleeping on the floor, and sleeping out in the cold. There's no tents here. I can't understand what's happening with this government of ours and why they're not acting correctly. You want to move these people? Move them with dignity, please. Please remove them with dignity. They all have lives, they are not animals.
Running away, but the most painful thing is I left my family behind. I got an 8-year-old son and my girlfriend, which I stayed with her for almost 10 years. But now I have to leave them behind. I have no choice and everything.
Now let's get out of the continent and go to Europe. To be specific, we are in United Kingdom. One thing about United Kingdom is the fact that England has been kicked out of the World Cup. Whether they will be number 3 or not, that's a story for another day. But now we're talking about Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer is actually serving his last days as Prime Minister in London as he gets ready to get out of the 10 Downing Street offices, which would be the residence of the Prime Minister. But even while at that, he has attacked President Donald Trump over his comments on Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky. He's actually been compared and he's been made fun of according to the Toy Story, Woody. In the Toy Story, this is according to members of Parliament in London.
What advice, Mr. Speaker, does this Prime Minister have for the Right Honourable Member for Makerfield to ensure that he, unlike himself, doesn't end up with an early bath?
But as Mr. Speaker, I think that's the first and sadly probably the last time I'll be compared to Jude Bellingham. But But I thank him for that. And on the question of red cards, I can't tell him how much incoming I had a week ago Monday after President Trump intervened for their red card, for me to get the England red card adjusted. Just for the record, Mr. Speaker, I didn't attempt. But for my successor and for the England team, I won't give advice. I will simply give my wholehearted support. And Mr. Speaker, just for the record, I don't care what the score is tonight, as long as we win.
Now let's talk about the war in the Middle East, where United States of America, Israel and Iran are involved. And the United States CENTCOM, which is the Central Command, has released footage showing how they attacked the Iran government, the people of Iraq, for 7 hours on the 4th consecutive night. One asks the question, why? Now, even as the United States of America continues to attack Iran, the United States is trying to explaining their version on why they are attacking Iran. They're saying this was warranted because they are protecting innocent Marines. Innocent Marines. Take a look. Even as we talk about this war, there is a statement that has been given by US President Donald Trump that Iran must obey, else they will have to be defeated very soon. Mark those words, obey soon or get defeated soon. This is in the ongoing war between the United States of America, Iran and Israel.
The country is booming, and we'll have Iran defeated soon. They'll be defeated very soon. And then I guess it'll be even better. But, you know, even during this, it's been amazing. I mean, to think, so I call it a military operation, but I call it whatever you want. It's incredible. It's like it hasn't made a dent. A lot of people thought oil would go up to $350 a barrel, and today it's at $79. A couple of days ago, it was at $68. It went up a little bit because I had to take tough action because they did not obey what they're supposed to obey. I mean, they just didn't do it. So we took a little action, but it'll all, when that settles down, I think you're going to have $55 oil, which is all great for what you're doing, maybe less than that.
Now, as the United States of America says that Iran wants to settle, and if they're not settling, they will be defeated very soon. On the other hand, Iran is saying that the missiles they released were aimed at US bases as reciprocity for being attacked. This is the story. Now, Iran, the entire country, together with their friends, went to the streets to celebrate in remembrance during the funeral of Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, who was taken out by the US in the war pitting United States of America, Iran and Israel. And with that, they are saying until the last drop. But even with that, Trump has continued to issue fresh threats against Iran. This is the story.
I came here to say that our leader was martyred seeking justice for all the oppressed of the world. We have fought and continue to fight for global peace. We are fighting in defense of all the oppressed people in the world. I wish all the people of the world know that.
Now, as we talk about matters to do with the ongoing war in the Middle East pitting Iran, Israel and the United States, I had an opportunity to sit down with the ambassador of Iran to Kenya, Ali Galampu, and we talked about a lot of issues, including the Kenya-Iran relationship and what exactly this war means to the people back home. This is that conversation. This is the conversation that we are having about the Islamic Republic of Iran. Iran has seen itself on the receiving end for a very long time, but today we're here to have a candid discussion about the people of Iran. Sanctions have been given against the people of Iran. What does that mean to the citizens of Iran, to the government of Iran,
And what must we all do as a people of the world, as the citizens of the world, to have candid conversations on how the world needs to move forward? To have this conversation with us is the ambassador of Iran to Kenya, that is Ali Grampo, as we have this discussion. Balozi, karibu sana.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for having us in your premises today.
Thank you so much, and thank you for coming to our embassy.
Yes.
It's your home.
Asante sana. Balozi, we find ourselves as the world today knowing Iran that is in war with the United States of America and Israel. But let us talk about the people of Iran. The people of Iran are the ones on the receiving end, because before even the war, there is sanctions that have been meted on the people of Iran. What has that done to the economy of Iran, to the people of Iran, and their right to enjoy peace, security, health, and everything that makes humanity be humanity?
Sure, thank you. And in the name of God, the most compassionate, the most merciful. That's a very good, delicate question, because it's everything, directing the people and their rights. So in that sense, we are talking about human rights and the people who are entitled to, as you just mentioned, to be benefited from their rights for, having access to all the opportunities for their job, for their welfare, for their life. And as you know, sanctions has just prevented people to enjoy from their right for all these things that are necessary for their normal life as a human being. So the first thing that comes and strikes the mind of the people is that these sanctions goes against human rights. And the thing is that when you apply sanctions on a nation, the end, as you just said, the end targets that they will be affected heavily are the people. And it means that sanctions are supposed or are designed to punish the people, those people who are just looking for their life. They are struggling with the challenges to live in peace and prosperity. So the first thing is that sanctions are a clear breach of international law in terms of human rights. The second thing is that, and this is relating to the first point, is that when you impose sanction, it's a kind of economic terrorism, because sanctions affect all aspects of life, even education. If people wanted to go outside for education or have their relationship for academic relations or exchanges, it's impossible, because you are not easy to get visa, you are not easy to have your transactions, when you are going outside, you are not able to use visa card, and all these sanctions come to you, and then sometimes most of the time you are not able to open a bank account, and that's a lot of limitations here and there. In terms of the health and illness medication and treatment, it prevents people to access to many important and vital medicines and curements. So it's terrorist because we believe that it comes from a state-designed kind of all over punishment and sentence. So and the effects are very, very, very visible. When you go to the society, you will see people, they are fighting for all the daily basis, all daily issues. From economy to education to health to enjoyment, from tourism, from going outside and inside. So that's put people in difficult situation.
Yeah. Balozi, it has also been said or alleged that Iran is a closed-off society from the rest of the world. I want you to debunk that. Tell us, today I want to come to Iran. How will I be received? Because
what is being told is a story that is told not by the Iranians themselves. Today, how easy is it, how accommodative is the Iranian, the people of Iran, the government of Iran, to would-be visitors to the country?
You know, this is a kind of Iranophobia strategy that they follow, you know, and they use all the medias, you know, the mainstream medias to propaganda against Iranian people and the society. Iran is not a closed society. It's a very democratic society. We have, you know, politically speaking, we have all the elections there. We elect our supreme leader. We elect the House of Representatives and Parliament. We elect the president. We elect the city councils, village councils, and all these electoral mechanisms. And in terms of media, the media are very open. They can criticize all the policies, politicians, and we have many voices there. And also, as you just said, other media and the reporters are allowed to come to in Iran and prepare their reports by themselves. And as just you said, you are also invited to come to Iran. You and your TV channel and colleagues, they are most welcome. And during this the time of funeral, also we send an open invitation to all media channels and reporters, and invited them to go to Iran. So it's not a closed society; it's open. We have annually millions. I can say you more than 10 millions, maybe. Foreigners who come to Iran for visiting, but of course mainly are religious visitors and pilgrims who come to Iran because there are different religious sites who are there are holy sites that people come, especially from Muslim and Shiite communities around the globe. They come to Iran, and we have many other visitors from other countries. And I know that there are Kenyans who go to Iran to visit. There are Kenyans who are studying Iran. But you know, as I told you, this is a plan to make an image of Iran, which is closed society. It's not. As you have just seen on media, but really, it's a kind of making phobia from Iran. But it's not.
Yeah. How would you? I remember the time when the Iranian leader came to Kenya, met with President Uhuru Kenyatta. There were promises to set up a vehicle assembly plant in Kenya, and the relations between Kenya and Iran. How would you rate it? How has it been thus far? Because there is collaboration. You've mentioned about education, tourism. There is also just business and economic ventures between the two countries. How is that?
You know, I can divide it between different aspects of relations. In culturally speaking, we have very good opportunities and grounds for cultural engagement in cinema, in sport, in tourism, in culture, in arts, all those aspects. And we have had examples of engagement, like football match, like cinema movies, trajectories, and media people who goes and come. So there are many fields that we can strengthen our cooperation, engagement, people to people, government to government, institutions to institutions. And then when it comes to political aspect, we have had over the past decades, since after the independence of Kenya, and also the Islamic Republic in Iran, victory of the Islamic Republic of Iran, almost 50 years ago, we started very good relations. We established embassies. We have had interval kind of visits from both sides at the levels of presidents, at the levels of the speakers of the parliaments. So we have had very good. We have established actually very good political relations and dialogue between two countries. And the last round of visit was held by our late president martyr President Raisi visited in an official state visit to Kenya. And he was, received by his counterpart, President Ruto, and they had very good meetings and discussions, and they came to, they signed many different MOUs and documents and agreements. So that's it in political aspect. And still we are working on that. We are waiting to soon have delegations from Kenya going to Iran for starting a political dialogue between the two countries. And that's very important because political dialogue between two countries can cover, in general term, cover all aspects of relations, from human rights to all the political relations and even the foreign policies, international and regional crises and conflicts. So it can cover everything. And we are waiting for the Kenyan, because it's the term. We had the last round from our side who visited Kenya a few years ago. Now it's time for Kenya, and we are working on that. And we have come to a very good agreement on conducting this visit, and we are waiting to happen it soon, maybe within 1 or 2, 3 months ahead of us. In terms of economic relations, we have very good trade relations, and there are plenty of opportunities and potentials that we need to identify and explore. Historically, Iran used to import coffee and tea, especially tea, in large scale from Kenya. And from the other side, we used to export, petrochemical products, especially like bitumen, like oil and gas and base oils, fertilizers, and also we used to export, construction materials, carpets. These are the products that we used to export to Kenya. And so there are many opportunities in terms of trade, but of course in terms of investment. For investment, there are challenges. There are Iranian companies who are ready to invest in agricultural machinery in Kenya. They are ready to invest in mining, in fisheries, in agriculture, and in medicine and pharmaceutical factories, and all this. And even car manufacturing, because Iran has large companies and firms who are producing car vehicles. They are ready, but the challenges are like a part of that challenge comes and originating from sanctions, as you mentioned, because they need to establish banking systems for transactions, for all the documentations. And also they need some sort of guarantees and assurances from the government side. So under sanctions, we are seeing some sort of hesitations from the government, but that's very important. They are ready. They are, in Iranian companies are very strong in engineering, in providing all the, technical, services. That's and they're really ready to come, but we need to work with the government here to establish a ground for them to come and to give them assurances as when you are here, your activities, your funds, your resources are guaranteed, and then you can go.
Now let's talk about some sport. Get a little bit loose. England, home. France, home. But the two will get to play to determine who will be number 3. However, Spain and Argentina will be playing tonight. And in there, we will know who will be carrying the gong home. Will it be the GOAT, or is Spain back with a bang to win that gong? Take a look. And that's all we had from you coming from Kenya, where a former senator has written to the international community calling on the international community pretty much to work, especially in the advent of threats to elections in 2027, which is next year. And Uganda as well is putting in resources to ensure that the drought-stricken Karamojong community gets the help that they do deserve. And President Donald Trump has warned that they will annihilate and finish Iran, hinting that he's not willing to sit down and talk with them. These as the citizens of Iran as well as saying, we are here until the last drop, showing their displeasure with statements being made by President Donald Trump, including that conversation that we'll be having with Ali Golampo, who is the Iranian ambassador to Kenya, on Kenya-Iran relationship. All this on International Roundups, KTN in partnership with Viori. I'm Dennis Aseto.